Good morning. It's your lawyer's favorite lawyer coming to you once again with Motivational Monday. Um, I want to take on a topic real quick because I think a lot of individuals, a lot of people I know suffer from this. And one of the things they suffer from is they don't understand timing. They don't understand timing. A lot of people sit and believe that when they decide to do something, when they decide the time is perfect for something to happen, then that thing should happen. That's a major problem. In that, there is never a perfect time to be great. There's never a perfect time to show up and do a great thing. People show up and they do these great things a lot of times because they just decided internally that it's time. They've decided internally that it's time. Now, here's the deal. A lot of us are conditioned by our environment. A lot of us are conditioned by our environment. We judge people by our limited past experiences. So we run into a person that reminds us of someone else that did something negative to us, and we look at that individual as the same. I was reading one of my friend's timelines. She's probably a pretty young girl, 24, 25, and one time she said all men are the same. I said, wow, you mean a man at 70 is the same as a man at 18? And then I sat back and thought, she must have been hurt by someone, and now she thinks that everybody who, comes up to her and says, hey, my name is the same. Same thing about a job. You get a job and, your supervisor says something to you and reminds you of what your first supervisor said, and you say, well, man, all these supervisors are the same. They don't care about anything but themselves. And so you can't intelligently gauge a situation. You can't intelligently gauge a person. I say all that to say that sometimes it's not a matter of the person, it's not a matter of the place, it's not a matter of the circumstance. Sometimes it's a matter of you just getting to the spot. Sometimes it's a matter of you getting to the spot. Let me try to explain this. When you have to be somewhere, there's a time on you being at that particular place. There's a time on you being at that particular place. Now, you can decide, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to that particular place and I'm going to get there before schedule. You can decide, hey, I'm going to get there and I'm going to get there on time. You can say, hey, I'm going to get there, and when I get there, I'm going to make an entrance. A lot of times we are more concerned with the entrance. We're more concerned with how we look when we get there. We're more concerned with how we are perceived when we get there than getting to the spot. I tell you, a lot of times it's more important to get to the spot. Get to the spot and do the thing you're supposed to do. Let me give you a couple of examples. My son, which is a good example for me, is different than I was. My mother did not allow me to have such fancy things as my son has now. And so before my son can go and work out or go to practice, before my son can work out and go to practice, he has to put on all the fancy equipment, the tights, the knee pads, the fly shorts, the shirt, before he goes and works out. And then he goes to the workout and he kind of half-asses it and does not give the workout what it needs. But he looks like a ball player. He looks like a ball player. And I had to explain to him, son, sometimes it's better to show up to the spot early. Work hard, and not look so good, than to show up at the spot, look good, and not work so hard. But he seems to think that the way he looks is going to carry him when it comes to work. And some of you are like that. Some of you decide you want a new workout plan, you want a new diet, and you go and you buy all the fancy stuff. You go and you buy the new Nike equipment, you go and you buy everything, and then you don't show up to the gym. And so for your workout plan, which one was more important? You looking like you're working out or you working out? I have a friend of mine, she buys all the fancy Nike and yoga equipment and never goes to work out. But she says she likes going to Starbucks to look like she worked out. Now, I ask you, for your body's sake, which one is more important? Actually showing up and working out or looking that way? I tell you, it is hard sometimes to get to the spot. I understand. I get it. Every Monday I have to show up here at the spot so I can make these videos. Sometimes I don't want to get up. Sometimes I have nothing to do after I do my Monday motivation. I don't have to be in court. Today I do. I don't have to be in court. I don't have to be in class. I don't have to be anywhere. And I get up anyway. And I get to the spot because I know somebody's waiting on it. Now this morning I woke up at about 6:47. And I kind of laid in bed and looked at my dog, and my dog was curled up, and she looked at me like, you gonna get up? And I'm thinking to myself, Lord, I don't want to. And then I went on Facebook, which I often do, and I went on Facebook, and somebody had posted on my timeline that they're up and ready for Monday motivation. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say, you know what? I know I told you I'd be here. I know I told you what I would say, but today I just don't feel like it. No, you got to get up and get to the spot. I know my eye looks like I've been hit by, my client Jermaine. I know, I may not have the best spirit this morning, but I still got to get up and get to the spot because somebody needs what I'm going to say today. And that's what it is in life. When you get up and you get to the spot, you'll learn stuff about yourself, but you also learn how many people are relying on you to do a particular thing. Now, y'all know I fish, so I'm going to end with this thing. I've been going fishing last week for, 3-4 consecutive days. I know we had storms, I still went. We had rain showers, I still went. And I wasn't catching any fish. I mean, I caught a few, but I wasn't catching what I normally would catch. And I looked at it. I had to gauge all the factors. And my fishing buddy, who I fished with on Saturday, he was amazed at how many factors I look at when I'm fishing. But anyway, I went fishing. I went fishing on Friday, and I caught 2 crappie. Now, if y'all know me, y'all know I like crappie. And I went to the bank, and I put my boat up, and I was talking to some guys. I said, how many did y'all catch? And the guy cavalierly says 47. Now, one of the difference between me and him is, when you come out from the dock, I'll go right, and he goes left. I said, did you go up there by those particular boat docks? He said, yes. I said, okay. Now, I went home, thought in my mind, I got to beat him to the spot tomorrow if I'm going to catch any fish. I got to beat him to the spot. Now, keep in mind, I was fishing in Pine Bluff, which is an hour and 15 minutes from where I stay. The sun rises at 6:21. Now, this is my calculation in my mind because now I got to get to the spot, but I got to beat him to the spot. So that means I got to be down there before sunrise. So I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. That's why some of you text me late at night on Friday night and I was already asleep. I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning so I could drive to Pine Bluff, so I could put my boat in, so I could beat him to the spot. But guess what? By 6:21, I was on the spot. And if you saw that cooler on Saturday full of catfish and crappie and had a pretty good day, that's because I beat him to the spot. And a lot of times you will be where you need to be in life if you just get to the spot. Don't worry about how you look when you get to the spot. Because guess what? Half the people ain't showing up anyway. If it's early in the morning, they not getting up. So you might be the only one at the spot. You may be the only one that the opportunity is shining on because you got up and went to the spot. But you got to get to the spot. You got to get to the spot. You got to be where you're supposed to be. Nobody cares if your makeup's done. Nobody cares if your hair is slayed or laid, if your face is beat. Nobody cares if your tie is the best. Nobody cares if your suit is the best. You can get that later. Get to the spot. There's never going to be a great time to do a perfect thing, but do it anyway. And what you'll see is perfection will come out of that. For those of you who tune in, I appreciate it. May God bless you to have a great week. Hopefully, I'll be inspired uh, this week by my travels, and I hope to bring you back something important next Monday. If you need me, you know where to find me. If not, I'll see you next Monday, Motivational Monday.